Good morning. Good morning. I hope you're safe and well because, of course, that is the most important thing. Well, it's a bit dull this morning. And of course, we are just about to change clocks this weekend, aren't we? Are we? Is it this weekend? Is it next weekend? I think it's this weekend. So hopefully, we will have a morning or two which is a bit more light filled before the year takes us into full winter darkness. It's a bit cloudy as well here. Not been raining, reservoirs still filling up. So hopefully we will in the next couple of weeks get the reservoirs back to full winter capacity, but who knows? Right. Okay. Let's see what we've got for you today. Right. The first thing is really important if you use eye protection. I got to hold my hand up here and say, I've got some safety specs in the office, in the shed, the official office, which are probably well out of date, but they will have been done to EN 166. Now that's being replaced by EN ISO 16321. Yes, I did have to look that up. And that's coming in November. Now, BSI, British Standards Institute, have done a really good blog about what the changes are and how that will affect your business. Because let's face it, in chemicals, we all use eye protection. Doesn't matter if it's safety glasses, if it's goggles, if it's face protection. They're all covered by this, is my understanding. So just popping out there for you. Excuse me. So I hope that's useful. It's a kind of an under the radar thing. If like me, you're not out on site very often. So yeah, just watch out for that one. Now, the second thing, which is the EU thing, is the big news this week, which is that the CLP Stop the Clock proposals were voted on in Europarliament, and it was particularly about extending the deadlines. Now, that all happened yesterday, and lo and behold, the vote passed. So that means that some deadlines for CLP have been extended to the 1st of January 2028. So I will put a link in to the official announcement on this. Bear with me. So, yeah. Now, there's a lot going on behind the scenes that not everybody is aware of. So I will just give you a quick rundown. Basically, the proposals for the label formatting changes in the EU were snuck in during the trilogue process without much industry input. And they were then brought in the CLP Legislative Act. So they're actually within EU CLP. And over the summer, as part of the simplification of law generally and the Damascene conversion of the Eurocrats to the understanding that the EU chemical industry is kind of important and important for the rest of their industry, they decided they were going to include removing those dreadful proposals under the simplification rules. But they hit a problem, which is that because it's already inside the CLP regulation itself, they didn't have enough time to go through their incredibly complicated procedure to replace the text with something a bit more bland and less onerous. And that meant that at the end of this year, the proposals would have kicked in, industry would have had to comply, and then, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 months later, whatever the timeline is, then we would have gone back to where we are now. So what they decided to do was they decided on a two-pronged approach. The first bit is to extend the guidelines for implementation of the new label proposals. And there's a couple of other things as well. And they're in Chemicals Coffee Time, our big newsletter. And Jill Paluk has got a good post on LinkedIn as well about that. But I was just focusing yesterday on the label format issue because that's the one that's really important for a lot of people. So they said, right, well, we will delay that being brought in, which means that industry doesn't need to comply. And then in the meantime, that will give us, the regulators, time to go in and remove everything that we want to from CLP regulation. So this is the first part, happening. European Parliament agreed, which is good news. And that means that you can carry on using the existing label format. Now, we are expecting at some stage the other changes to go to the European Parliament. Whether they go through by themselves or not, we're not sure. But there might be amendments at the European Parliament, but that's the next stage. But for now, you do not need to use the new EU label formatting rules that are so expensive and time-consuming and burdensome. So that was a big deal yesterday, and I'm very glad that the vote went in the correct direction. So yeah, and of course, it isn't just the EU that it matters for. If you're in GB, you're selling stuff into the EU on a dual label, that would have affected a lot of GB businesses as well. So overall, good news for industry. Right then, what we got for you in terms of funny video. A reason to be cheerful. This week is another Armstrong and Miller. And it's a parody of the Olympic logo. It's also really interesting sort of psychologically because this is what happens when there's the hippo effect, highest paid person's opinion. So I hope you enjoy that video there. Yeah, that's it for me for today. Thank you so much for watching, whether that's live or on catch up. Really appreciate it. And I look forward to be able to chat to you again next week. Who knows what excitement we will have. Oh, and by the way, if you'd like to know the full story behind various things and a lot more besides what I can cram into this video, then you can always sign up to Chemicals Coffee Time. Or indeed, if you're already a subscriber, then you can go in and have a look at our archive. So let me just put the link up here for the website. I've been doing this for ages and I still can't type and talk at the same time, can I? But anyway, that link's in there as well. Take care of yourselves. Bye.